All right, family, today is the day, the release of Complete 15 and Kontakt 8. It's a total difference in the way you be creative from Kontakt 7. We got a lot to cover. You guys keep it locked. Stay tuned. We're just gonna dive right in. I am super excited about Kontakt 8. I had time to play with it, had time to go over a lot of the logistics so I can be able to explain what it is that you guys will receive from Kontakt 7 that's different from Kontakt 8. It is a massive, what they consider a massive step up from the previous version because it offers a ton of different ways of being creative, and it does do that. Let's go over the new things that they have that are available, right? 3 of the things that off the break that are available are Tools, Leap, and Conflux. Now, Conflux is a sound design instrument in which you can add dynamic movement or wave time, real table manipulation, all those type of things. It's really, really cool. They also have a flagship Kothara that is also coming out, but we'll cover that one in another video so that we can specifically focus on that. So today we're going to focus primarily on everything associated with Kontakt 8. And the tabs that are new now is Combined, and as I mentioned before, Conflux falls underneath that. I'll go into that in a second. And then you have Tools, Leap, and then with Leap you have actual new kits that come with it, which is a whole nother game because it's like a framework for manipulating loops or one-shot samples, and then you just hold a key and actually play with that, and then you can manipulate effects and all types of stuff. Like, it's a whole different way for different specific genres in which you can use those loops and add it to your collection of how you produce. It's really fun. But first, let's go ahead and cover Combine. Of course, Conflux has 6 presets. You have the Kontakt library now, in which you have combined sounds where you have multiple sounds of Kontakt combined. All right, so the first preset of Conflux is Consumption ARPs. So we're going to go ahead and open that up. Now, as far as phrases is concerned, we're going to go over that as well as far as the tools, right? So of course I told you that we have tools, chords, and phrases, but because now we're in Combine, I won't dig into the phrases yet. So basically, Conflux is a wavetable, real-time way that you can play and manipulate sound, and this one's called Consumption ARPs. Now I'm going to add some chords to it, some reverb, detune it, timbre. Of course, you see that it's associated with phrases, and phrases basically is a tool that Native Instruments have came out with where you can now instantly spark your creativity with playing with different manipulation things that goes alongside with the actual sound and Kontakt. So say for instance, if you wanted to have a different preset, you have a different ways in which you can play out your genres. So it has electronic, pop, jazz, R&B, and cinematic. You have different types of those genres, which are simple, medium, and complex, different styles, which is dense, sparse, and monophonic, and different sets that fall in line with those actual presets. So as you see, there's a whole lot of them. On the bottom of that, you have different ways in which you can control your dynamics, and of course you can change whether you want to do the mod wheel, your velocity, and the velocity and mod wheel. Different ways you can go up and down with your octaves, change the tempos of those actual ways that it's actual played. So you can go from fast, and let's say we want to take it down to 1/2. So you can have time the actual way you play in real time, which is super, super cool. You have a way in which you can add swing to how it's played. We'll go ahead and change a preset here, and then you have different presets inside of that associate yourself with phrases. Now, these phrases are really, really cool. So let's say, for instance, because this is arpeggiator, I'm just going to be sporadic and pick Pop Flower. So of course you still have Kontakt now, their library, and the way that you can go in and use those combined sounds to create and have even a different plethora of the ways you create. So let's say, for instance, if you have these presets, there are 80 presets inside of the Kontakt library that are combined that you guys can choose from to play with, but you can also make and enhance your own. But let's go ahead and check out a couple. Now I want to open one of my favorites, and as you see, Chords comes up, and this is another actual tool that they've now integrated where you have different ways you can play chords. This is the Fortitude preset, and you can actually go in same way as you would with phrases and then do different genres, type, styles, and within that it'll come up with sets. Now the cool thing about this is that you can change your octaves, you can humanize it, and you can actually strum it. On the Control 61, you have keys that are already illuminated the same color it is on the Chords tool preset. So for this one, you have different chords that are played out within this actual key. So when you hit the actual key, it's that actual chord. So that's the first one. This is the second one. And it'll show you animation styles as well across. So you see right now you have actual 7 chords that you can play, and it kind of just goes in repetition of each other. So really sweet right now. If you wanted to actually change those notes, you can go here on the right hand side and change it from chromatic to major to minor to Dorian, mixed DeLorean, all different types of ways. And this is all the scale presets. So let's say for instance this already in B minor, and if I wanted to change it, I can go here and then hit E. So that's one thing I think that I'm really going to integrate, especially when it comes to playing on the Kontakt 8 now, is that you have the total full control of being able to know what key you're playing in, and also making the genre fit more because of how their presets is. They have their own presets as well that you can hear. So let's check out a couple of those. So that's just to give you a general idea basically of how the actual chords will be playing. Now again, you can pick any instrument, right? Any instrument that you want inside of Kontakt and use those chord preset tools to then start your own way of how you want to play it out. And that's one thing I do like about it, is that it doesn't matter. All the white keys that are illuminated within that key will show, and none of the black keys will play. So as you see, you will never be confused as to what key to play in, which is now
something that Kontakt should have been had
a long time ago, but I'm excited that they've now integrated for us to have that feature. Leap is really an interesting way of manipulating loops and samples, and then bringing it and bridging it in with your actual music that you're creating. And you can manipulate on the black keys. On the white keys is where you'll actually play the loops. So let's say for instance you have 6 kits right now, right? They're going to be doing different expansions for it, but these are the first ones within this set. It gives you a way to be creative with your macros that you can play on your Control 61, and it matches exactly how it is on the screen. So you have your cutoff, your crunch, your lo-fi, freak, rotator, charge, delay, and reverb, and of course each preset is different. But if you wanted to select a different preset for your macros, you have these right here. So within it, you have an 80s wave, acoustic drums, Afro beats, drum breaks, all the actual kit preset effects will be within this one. So you don't have to stick necessarily with the actual macros on this preset, which is really nice. Once you change any of those things, it'll be played that way on that key. So if you want to just have a single note to be hit, you can do it that way. If you want to change your grid, you can do it from here, whether it's off or fixed. You have different ways in which you can change your actual bars for the width, and you can snap it to grid, right? So of course you can do a grid or a 0x. The different sounds that you can do is crazy. You have neutral, you have a juicy sound, mild, and of course aggressive, but all these are integrated for each sound on the actual ways that you play. So starting from, I think this is C2 all the way down, you have each individual sound that you can play, and you can manipulate each one of those. And of course, like I said, you have different effects that you can add to them. You could do different sound for drums, and of course you see this is how you actually add those in. And then it's just really interesting how you can manipulate and just change those sounds. Now all these right here, different effects for the way you're playing with the loop. And let's say, for instance, let's find a good loop. And then you can change, go up and down. It's just so much you can do with this that it just changes the whole game and how you produce. So for me, this is, like I said, a different total way of being able to manipulate, utilize waves. And again, I know you guys want to see how you add your own, right? So let's go back to a classic view and let's go to one of my files, right? And let's just open up a custom sound. And this one is a drum. So if I want to just add that over, boom, here we go. We've added a drum in, and now we can manipulate that loop and make our own. Like, this is a whole total fun way of doing it. But one thing I will say is that I'm glad that they did take their time to do it, because it opens up a whole different world of being creative. And it's really, really nice that the possibilities can even go even further. I'm excited about it. But once again, you know, there's so much more that you can do with it. If you guys want to cop it, please make sure that you drop down to the link in the description. Support your boy. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the page. Definitely keep you guys in tune with everything going on Native Instruments and then some. So I'm greatly appreciative that you guys came through. Thank you so much. Hopefully this helps out. And of course, we'll do more continuous updates where we'll focus more, you know, extensively on specific parts and contacts. I'll make sure that I'll do that. But I just wanted to do a complete overall, you know, update of what Kontakt 8 has to offer. But another one done, another one in the books. You guys already know who it is. It's your boy Thesis. Peace.